We are out of our Airbnb. It is 56 degrees. It's a bit chilly. The fingerless gloves are a little bit chilly. Your face is a little cold.
It's a little chilly, but I'll be okay.
Yeah. Last night's stay kind of restored our faith in Airbnbs. We are headed off to a second breakfast in Rome, New York. Okay, here's a poll. How many of you, when you see cows in a field, yell cows or say moo? Behind me you can see the remnants of Erie Canal Village. This looks to be one of those places that would be a field trip for schools in the area year after year after year, but they used to have historic reenactors over here being the village people, not those village people, the YMCA, but the people from the Erie Canal Village. We're just out of second breakfast. There's always room for second breakfast on a cycling adventure. Up ahead is a historic gas station. The road construction is trying to prevent me from seeing it, but you just wait. What's pretty neat is this was an old bay, so the vehicles would pull into here, and that center portion is depressed into the ground so that the mechanics could get underneath the car and work on it. Go.
So apparently a tornado hit here in July 2024, I believe. So take a look down there at all those roofs that are being repaired, and then the new chapel.
Passing by Fort Stanwix, a fortification the British built during the French-Indian War. 7 years ago, I camped right over here. Was able to hang up in between some of those trees. It was a really good night.
No battery.
Someone ran out of juice on the battery. And it wasn't me. Just exited the Inn at Stone Mill. This place is an independent hotel in Little Falls. Really, really nice historic building. You can see across the street it's got some tiny little shops. There's a canal side inn. We had a fun dinner last night at a trattoria. We are fueled up for the day. You can see we're kind of headed into a little bit of fog. Well, let's see if it really is. Rising out of the fog is Lock 17, the largest lock on the Erie Canal. This is the Herkimer home, home of General Herkimer, famous during the Revolutionary War, and founder of the town of Herkimer. So, Herkimaloo! Another nice morning! Arkell Museum, and they're exhibiting these works of art from a woodcutter, Mary Michael Shelley. And this one's just really neat of a diner. You can kind of see how the three-dimensionality of it comes through in the woodcutting. Now this is a room. Painting is flipping huge. And that's what remains of the beech nut factory in Canajoharie. Beech nut candy, beech nut baby food. It was all packaged. At least when I was a kid, I was fed beech nut. I don't remember tasting any beeches or tasting any nuts. Here the Empire Trail is right next to the highway. I believe this is Route 90. It's a little bit noisier, but it's really not too bad. You can kind of hear the cars in the background. Rolling into Amsterdam, New York. Car left. And heading to our hotel, the Castle. Going to treat Kath, the queen that she is. Now to find the check-in area. Excuse me, sir. Do you know where that is? He was night too friendly.
Welcome.
Hello, Queen. Tell us what's in store inside your private antechamber. You kidding me? This place is pretty amazing. The room's so huge. And look, I have a view of the harbor.
Stand there.
Amsterdam is pretty much a ghost town. Oh my God. Look at this place. This is the Riverfront Center Mall in Amsterdam. It's empty. I don't think I've ever been in a mall this dead. I wonder how many more malls around the United States are just like this. You fight with the strength of many men, Sir Knight. Good morning. Woken up inside a castle. It was a really good night, I can assure you. Gotta tell you, this is the best coffee and Cliff Bar I have ever had in a castle, and I mean that. Headed out of the castle, down to the trail. That was an interesting stay. Back on the trail. Last night was a restful night, and now we are going off in search of second breakfast. We did Cliff Bars and some in-room coffee, and we feel that that's going to give us enough energy to find a second breakfast place. That is some serious structure there. Cement factory? Concrete? I don't know. And this looks like a gravel plant across the street. Good thing I have a gravel bike. Any day is a good day for second breakfast.
Yeah, we're hungry.
At Hungry Chicken. Hungry Chicken, area's best breakfast sandwich.
Delish.
I remember this stretch from 7 years ago. It's not like we're not getting enough exercise, but this is a fitness court. Time to get seriously fit. I feel so much more fit. Time to get on the road. This is nice. Going through Schenectady. I think I'm okay. Slow. Don't worry, my friend. And we're out of the neighborhood and on to the river. In 2017, I rode through on the J Street pedestrian mall. And I was riding my bike and a law enforcement officer said, "Hey, get off the bike, you can't ride your bike on here." I said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see the sign." He says, "That's because it's hidden behind a bush that's overgrown it." I'm like, okay. This one's a killer.
Oh my God. You said you were gonna walk.
Almost there. There it is. Warning of how steep that thing was. Woo! Haha, not today. To the right. Well, technically, that's the end of the Erie Canal journey, according to the official Erie Canal rules of riding the Erie Canal Trail and all things Erie Canal. It shows we're officially at the junction of the two Empire Trails, the East-West Trail, which is the Erie Canal, and the north-south, which is the Manhattan to Plattsburgh or Point Rouse or something like that. One thing I love about bike touring is the peacefulness of it. I mean, it's so quiet.
Yeah, it's so mellow.
It's Albany. You can see those. You see those four buildings that are all the same right there in the middle? That's the Empire State Complex. So here's our trip so far. Started in Buffalo, came through Tonawanda, Lockport, stayed in Medina, stayed in Rochester, sunk down to Geneva on Seneca Lake, then went into Syracuse, went up to Sylvan Beach, stayed in Little Falls, then Amsterdam in the castle, and now we're in Albany. Good morning, fellow adventurists. We are headed off to the train this morning out of the Fairfield Inn downtown. It's not every day that the breakfast at the Fairfield Inn doesn't have a breakfast because people don't show up. But you're also bumping shoulders with the homeless population, meth heads that have come in to try and find something to eat and ask you why there's no breakfast. Well, quite an experience. They've routed the trail over here in a detour because the pedestrian overpass has basically been cut. So now we come through here and they've taken half of a lane and put concrete barriers up, and we take this on the exit ramp. So see you guys on the other side. I got that shot just for you. It's not every day you get to walk on a vehicle exit ramp with your bike. Thankfully, we're separated with these concrete barriers, so I don't feel unsafe. And this is why we can't use the pedestrian path. It is completely cut off from one side to the other. I think we should get a sticker that says, "I survived the Albany Hudson River Bridge detour." Well, we made it to Albany Rensselaer Station. This is a nice train station, much larger than I would have expected. But this is larger than Atlanta's train station, believe it or not. Way, way larger by a lot. Kind of surprising in a bit. And much more grandiose. I mean, look at the windows there. There's a coffee shop back there. Maybe we'll get a real breakfast instead of bumping shoulders with the homeless looking for a meal at Fairfield Inn this morning, which there was no breakfast. We got off that train in record time. Kath and I were separated in different cars because they only had one bike rack in each car, and I was all the way at the end of this car and she was all the way at the end of this other car. As soon as that train stopped, bam, I'm out. I'm leaping out of the train car, and I'm putting my bike up against a waste bin so it can stand there. And then I go up to make sure Kath's all right, and she's coming out of the train by herself holding a pannier, and oh, woo. In Croton-on-Hudson, looks like we got ourselves a little bit of single track in the old Croton Aqueduct area. Guess who made it to the official North-South Empire State Trail? This guy and that girl. New York City. Here we come. Yeah, what up, guys? So 2 nights ago we were in a castle. Today we're in an upgrade with a fireplace. You know what that means?
We could be royal.
Royals. Well, this is it.
I'll be right back with
Day 10. Our destination today is the Moynihan Train Hall, New York City. We've got 27 or so scheduled this morning. We are on the west side bike path all the way into Manhattan, and that is going to be a completely brand new experience. So really looking forward to today. All right, Van Cortlandt Park already. 6.5 miles in. Man, we are doing very well this morning. These are called Van Cortlandt Park monoliths. In reality, they're just granite and stone constructs that were made to test the various different types of granite when they were building Grand Central Terminal, to assess weather effects and to see how they withstood time. So interesting bit of history for Grand Central Terminal.
It's getting a bit hot here in the city.
In the city, oh, oh, woo. Well, that hill certainly strikes fear in my hill climbing ability, but thankfully we turn right to get on the bridge. Score! This is more or less what riding in a city should feel like. Buildings, scaffolding, construction, excitement. It just lacks the noise. Connects the Hudson to the East River. Well, we stopped by the Dyckman Farmhouse, which is farmhouse for when this area was originally agricultural lands, not a complete city that is metro overtaken. But thought it would be more interesting than it actually was. So we're on our way, and here we go.
Access at
Well, that's a bummer. Guess who's riding their bike on Broadway? This guy. Bet you never see that on a bike tour. Hey! We're on the West Side bike path. Where's Kathy? I think I got to slow down and wait for her. There she is. Woo! This is a steep downgrade. Woo! Here's a place you don't often get to see, the Little Red Lighthouse underneath the George Washington Bridge. Man, I love bike touring.
Let's just go around the lighthouse.
This is a pretty neat experience. We got the West Side Highway right above us there. On the other side of the Hudson, we've got Weehawken? I'm not sure, I'll have to look that up. Well, this is pretty much an experience. There are just lots of people all vying for some sort of real estate on the path, and there are people that are running slow, people that are running fast, people that are cycling slow, people that are cycling fast, walkers, all over the place. But an adventure. Never gonna have an experience like this again. This is a lot of fun. It's kind of crazy, but adventure. This might look like a giant wine bottle, which is not bad if you ask me, but if you look inside, there it is, final destination, Moynihan.
Platform. Thank you for choosing Amtrak.
Now we are headed up there. First class, baby. That should be our car. Getting a little late start, but made it here. What's in there?
And there's our bikes.
This is called organizing while you get into the room. The room isn't super huge. It's large enough, but right now it's one person to a room. Organize everything. We'll take some showers. We're not going to video that.